One of my favorite pieces of clothing that I own has got to be this very lovely dress that was made in the 1980s, around 40 years old at this point. Despite its age, it has held up wonderfully throughout the years. The colors of it has not bled at all, the seams have stayed fully intact, there are no holes, and the general quality of the fabric has stayed the same, basically as it has since it was created in the 80s. All in all, a very well-maintained and still fully usable garment. This is a skirt that I had bought 4 months ago in December. Its tassels in the front had broken off and gotten lost. Its gold leaf patterning has started to fall apart and fray. Its hemming has begun to tear away, and worst of all, there is an absolutely massive hole in the front of the dress. So what has caused such a terrible degradation in the quality of our garments? Well, it's because of the fashion industry, and specifically the fast fashion industry, that changes like this can happen to the clothes that we wear every day. Today, I want to take some time to discuss fast fashion, its impact on the environment, its impact on human labor rights, and its relationship to microtrends. And then I want to tell you how you can make a difference. So modern clothes are often made from polyester blends, which are pure plastic, and also require massive amounts of fresh water to be created and to dye. They release microplastics over time, and they take over 200 years to decompose once we throw away garments like these. This was stated in the Environmental Sciences Europe in 2021. On the labor side, clothes from fast fashion brands tend to have major human rights violations, and as the demand for cheap, easily replaceable clothing grows, companies cut corners to give that to consumers, and the way that they shift the cost is to pass it on to the workers themselves, meaning that they increase the amount of quotas of garments they have to make per day, and creating increasingly dangerous turnaround times and causing mass amounts of working, as stated by Career Hours magazine in 2024. Now, one of the biggest reasons why companies have shifted toward these fast, easily replaceable garments is because of micro-trends. Basically, any sort of normal fashion trend, but instead of the turnaround for it no longer being in fashion, being a season or even years, is now in the matter of months, weeks, even days. These micro-trends are inflating demand for an unsustainable amount of new garments, and constantly pressure everyday consumers to replace their old wardrobe and with entirely new, up-to-fashion standards, as said by Abbas Banadia in 2023. These constantly shifting microtrends hide the poor quality of modern garments, as many of these microtrend fabrics go too fast for it to be worn more than once or twice before it's considered out of date. This speed can hide the rate at which our clothes degrade and need to be thrown out instead. And this also allows companies to not be held as accountable for making clothes that degrade less fast if we are specifically not noticing it, as said by Yavrosky M. in 2021. So how can you help? Well, we can start by reducing the amount that we buy, placing pressure on these companies to focus back towards creating quality garments instead of making vast quantities of them. We can shop secondhand, looking for higher quality garments. We can look for things like the thickness of the material, the closeness in how it's stitched, and the materials themselves. Looking for things like cotton and linen blends instead of polyester. We can also legislatively support the Fabric Act, which is focusing on ending wage theft in American workshops and trying to bring back dignity to the profession of sewers and garment makers. You can go to thefabricact.org/takeaction to sign the petition and find pre-made scripts to contact representatives. So, in conclusion, the modern fast fashion industry is responsible for massive amounts of environmental damage and human rights violations. But that does not have to be how it stays forever. Remember, next time that you go out shopping, to go slow with your fashion. Thank you.